Welcome all. It's time for the show with no name. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Vaughn Radio.
Exclusively on Vaughn Radio. And it's time for Liftoff. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
0. Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Come on, folks.
Get ready.
Yes.
Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt.
We're off the
Fasten
ground.
Your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show
With no
name
time.
on Vaughn Radio.
Come on.
It's the show with
No name. Come on.
It's the show.
Let's go. It's electric, baby. Come on, it's show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. All right, amigos, welcome aboard. Welcome to another special edition of the show with no name. I'm excited because our second signing, that's right, nuestra segunda firma, tomorrow, Saturday, June 3rd. I know many of you will be in attendance. I have family members coming, friends, students who are friends. And I know you guys are coming to help us celebrate the launch of my latest book. This book is The Shit. Available everywhere. As we say, wherever fine books are sold. But of course, if you pick up a copy at Vaughn Tienda, you're keeping it in the family. You can stop by vaughntienda.com if you can't make it to our book fair. This is the second weekend. There are 3 weekends in the book fair, and this is the second one. So you'll have one more chance next weekend. But I will be there with Damian Moya Saturday, June 3rd. Tomorrow, if you're listening to this live, Sunday, June 11th. Both of those from 11 to 2 p.m. And it's really, really exciting because the book fair is one of our favorite times of year. I think I can speak on behalf of everybody at Vaughn. So come one, come all, join us at the Feria del Libro Madrid. It's going to be a blast. You know, those are the kind of days where the night before I get a good night's sleep. Sometimes I even take a bath. No soy muy de bañarme. Bueno, sí, duchas. You get me. En la bañera, in the bathtub. But I'm excited. I want to rest up. I want to be strong. I want to have all my energy so I can give it to you guys. And you may learn a few things. Just ask Joaquin and other students who were there the first weekend. Damian and I will put you to the test, as always. So come, we'll sign the book, take some selfies. I even have a stamp. I can stamp it for you. AA approved. It's going to be exciting. It's stand 312. I'll be there Saturday, and then this coming Saturday, June 3rd, and Sunday, June 11th, from 11 to 2 p.m. It's stand 312. Also, who else have you got coming up this weekend? Kyle, June 4th from 12 to 2 p.m. Kyle Miller. Yes, the killer. You've also got Ximena Holiday. She'll be there tomorrow as well. Saturday, June 3rd at 5 p.m. And she'll be there again Sunday, June 11th at 5 p.m. You can also catch Guy Williams this weekend. He'll be there Sunday, June 4th from 7 to 9 p.m. And again, Sunday, June 11th from 7 to 9 p.m. Oh, and don't forget about Tash Pasqua. She'll be there on June 11th with me. So if you want more information, you can go over to our website, grupovon.com, and you can find out when all your favorite authors/teachers will be signing books and taking selfies. So join us this weekend, amigos. And just a quick reminder, too, next week we've got Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's June 7th, hosted by Andy Vaughn and Rob Grams from the Lunchtime Show. I'll be there. I hope you guys can make it, too. So if you're going to the book fair and to the trivia night, you're going to see a lot of my mug. ¿Qué? ¿Mi taza? No, also, your mug es tu jeta, tu cara, your mug. You're going to see my mug a lot in the next couple days if you're going to be joining us at some of these awesome events. And folks, I am so excited about everything. And also, I'm excited about my buddy Tino, who did a wonderful job. I want to give him another round of applause. The awesome radio ads that you guys are hearing, the awesome radio ads that I'm sure you're hearing them now on Vaughn Radio, they were done by Tino. The ads for this book is the shit.
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. Your chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender. Y lo sabes.
And you know it. That's right, folks. And if you can't pick it up at the book fair, you can pick it up at Grupo Vaughn at our vaughntienda.com in person or wherever fine books are sold. And remember, there's a final exam. So I challenge you, Damián and I challenge you at the end of the book to make sure that you guys got the key vocabulary. Same thing I do with my podcast. And speaking of challenges, it's time for our first challenge of the day. It's our pop quiz. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Pop quiz. Let's go. Pop quiz. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It is our pop quiz only on the show with no name. And as always, here's where we pluck something either from social media. So if you're not following Vaughn, if you're not following me, do that now, because I know personally I post at least one piece of content every day, one little thing, even if it's just a pronunciation thing. Vaughn is constantly posting content as well. So are my buddies at Vaughn Radio. So that's just another way. If you're looking for freebies, cosas regaladas, that's one of the easiest ways and cheapest ways to learn English, following the right accounts on social media, or to learn anything. I love airplanes, so I follow a lot of pilots. I love roller coasters, as you guys know, and rides, so I follow a lot of those accounts as well. So whatever you're into, as we say in English, whatever floats your boat. Lo que le mole a cualquiera, a cada uno lo suyo, right? To each his own, whatever floats your boat. All right, well, today's challenge comes straight out of my latest book. This book is the shit. So again, if you've got it, you've got an edge. Ya tenéis ventaja. You have definitely got an edge, because I'm even going to tell you what page it's on. This is page 124. It is the Addams Family subchapter. So we have a chapter on monsters. It's chapter 8. Sé un monstruo del inglés. And we look at some monsters and learn English from Monsters, Inc., la película Monsters, Sully, Squishy, all the different names that mean something. And we're going to look at the Addams Family today. And the word I'm looking for here is director de una funeraria. Now, you have to use it in context, okay? I don't just want you to give me a word. That never works. Unless, I'm saying, even if it's a number, there are 12 people in the class, whatever, okay? But always use full sentences for your own good to see if you're using it correctly. So, how would we say director de una funeraria? And it's related somehow to they're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together rookie. The Addams Family. Dooba-doo-boom. Dooba-doo-boom. And we can learn from other names. We'll take a look at that in just a moment, my amigos. But I also wanted to remind you, you've got other free resources. So you've got following us on social media. You've got videos, posts. You've got the show with no name and all the Vaughn radio shows as well. And then you've got my weekly podcast, which is a topic-based podcast. And this week, we took a look at the legendary Steve Jobs. Some called this man a master marketer. Some deemed him a visionary with the demeanor of a charismatic cult leader who was light years ahead of his time. Detractors say he was demanding and could even be downright despicable at times. A few foes have even called him a phony. Whatever you may think of this risk taker, one thing's for certain. He changed the way we'd communicate forever. He left behind a legacy and the wise words,
stay hungry, stay foolish.
We'll decipher Steve Jobs on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés.
You got it. All right, amigos. Remember, you can get that wherever you get your Vaughn podcasts. I got to say, we have been growing like crazy. FYI, For Your Inglés. But I've seen so much growth recently on Spotify. So I don't know if it's because you guys enjoy Spotify. I know iVox is very big in Spain, but in the United States, they're not really too big. The biggest one is Apple Podcasts, without a doubt. And Spotify is, they're doing a great job in the podcasting department as well. But the good thing is you can find these shows and FYI, you can find them on all different podcast platforms. I made sure of it because I know some people who like Amazon Music, and I know some people who want to hear it on, I don't even know the name. Look, I can take a look over here. Here, you want me to tell you right now? I'll tell you which ones we are on over here. Information. More. No, this isn't it here. What players is it on? I had it. Okay, here we go. So we've got, ready? Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast. Overcast, that's a good name. Es que está nubladete. Overcast, Amazon Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn plus Alexa, Podcast Addict, Castro, Castbox. I don't even know these. Podchaser, Pocket Casts, Deezer, Listen Notes, Player FM, Podcast Index, Good Pods, Pod Friends. Oh my God, I didn't even know all these existed. Well, you can find For Your English on all those platforms, my amigos. All right, let's go on over to our, what are we doing? Totally forgot. Oh yeah, pop quiz. It's a good thing I have the graphics here at the bottom of the screen because I can always say, oh yeah, pop quiz. Right. Okay, focus, Alberto. Let's get rocking and rolling. We've got Born to Iron Man in the house. He says, it's Friday morning, folks. Or maybe not. Depends when you're listening to this. It's whatever day you want it to be. Or as we say in English, it's fry-yay. It's un poco cursi, pero yay, fry-yay. David says, come on. Good morning to you, David. Great to have you on board. Kubla says, good morning, rapturous cohorts. Since I know my fellow students are a force to be reckoned with, I'll try to go the extra mile. Nice, Kubla. So a force to be reckoned with. Una bestia pura de la naturaleza. And to go the extra mile means to do more than is what is expected of you. Okay. All right. We got Laura. Speaking of students who go the extra mile, she says, good morning, gorgeous show with no namers. Let's have a blast together. I agree, Laura. We are definitely on the right track. Kubla says, absolutely. A long, chilling bathtub session always gets me back on my feet. I misunderstood you for a second there because obviously chilling to chill is estar de tranquis. Man, we were chilling yesterday. I had a chill session, right? So estar de tranquis. But when I read it, chilling also means freezing, no? Enfriar algo. And chilling is also scary. La que primero pensé es que daba miedo. That scene was chilling, que me daba escalofríos. So talk about a triple trouble there. Absolutely. A long chill, I would say chill then, así se queda clarísimo. A long chill, de tranqui, bathtub session always gets me back on my feet. Oh, no doubt. The thing is, the problem with taking a bath is, I mean, I get in zombie mode, man. Like when I shower, it wakes me up. You know, I'm like, okay, let's go. We got stuff to do today. And when I take a bath, I'm like, oh man, I think I just want to read a book. You know, it makes me chill out a little bit. So that's the reason I don't, well, also to save some water too. I don't need that much water all the time. But occasionally, especially if you got some sore muscles, or as many of you know, I had a knee injury. Well, from time to time, I still feel it when the weather is a little bit muggy, a little bit humid. And, well, there's nothing like a nice warm bath. And my daughter, she's got those bath salts that you throw them in there and they bubble up. And yesterday, when I walked in there, she was just sitting in a purple bath. My little unicorn. And it's funny too, because sometimes when my daughter's taking a bath, I'll just be in the next room listening. And she literally, I mean, that's one of her creative spaces. When she's in the bath, she's like, oh, good morning. How are you? Great. Nice to see you. Oh, nice to see you too, Mr. Cow. And I'm like, how? Oh my God. And sometimes I'm like, maybe I'll go take her out of the bath, you know, it's dinner time or whatever. And I hear her having so much fun in there and just creating constantly situations, playing characters, having fun, singing. I'm like, this is a great thing for her. It's a therapeutic thing. And it's a place where she feels comfortable and unwinds. Toma palabra. To unwind, relajarse, desestresarse. Yeah, kids feel a lot of stress too. Sure. Why not? What, you think it's only adults? Don't you remember when you were a teenager or when you were an adolescent? Elena says, good morning, everyone. Good luck this weekend at the book fair. Too far to join in, but following you all very close. We'll miss you, Elena. And if you're anywhere near Barcelona, by the way, amigos in Barcelona, let me just check my calendar before I tell you the wrong date here, because I know myself. That's why I write it down. I will be in Barcelona with Damian Moya this coming June 16th. So not next Friday, because next Friday is Guns N' Roses. Woo! This Friday. Not this one. The following. Not this one. This one is today. So the 16th of June, we will be in Barcelona. I have the name Alibri. That's the name of the place. So, Elena, hopefully you can make it there. And again, if you guys get a copy of it and we ever do meet, I will sign it for you, even if you didn't buy it that day. I've had that happen many times. People, like last weekend, they came and they bought the new book that I know they didn't have. This book is the shit. And they said, oh, and can you sign my other ones? Because they had This Book is the Milk or the Remilk. So that's always nice, too, when people have books that they've had for a while, but they then afterwards, they get them signed. Let's see. There's Lupe. What's up, Lupe? She says, morning, guys. Let's make the most of this day. I agree. Let's do it. There's Vero. Vero says, morning, beautiful show with no-namers, warriors all around the universe. It's a wonderful day. Yeehaw! There's Nihad. What's up, superstar? He says, good morning, Mr. Alberto and friends. Good morning to you, Nihad. Okay. Let's see. Born to Iron Man participating in our pop quiz. He says, I didn't know that Undertaker means. So great to know. There's just one problem. Oh, I think you want to say what. I didn't know what Undertaker means. So great to know. All right, yes, that's one way. Just be careful with that structure. Esa estructura ahí. Okay? And I wasn't looking for the word undertaker, but it works. An undertaker is somebody who works in the death business, the funeral business. You guys probably know that one from wrestling. Born to Iron Man says, and I haven't watched, careful with your spelling there. Te faltan dos letras. Okay, Born to Iron Man. We got to take a step back. I think you're excited today, but you got to always check, guys. So I haven't watched The Undertaker on TV. He was one of my favorite wrestlers. All right, let's see. But yes, Undertaker is correct. That's a word. And it's somebody who, it's like back in the day, we used to say a steward or a stewardess. Then we said flight attendant. Now it's uniform crew member. The words kind of change, but they all really mean the same thing, right? I love when people say, yeah, but it doesn't mean that anymore. Yeah, it still means that, but you want to say this word, that's fine. But it still means what it is, right? So Elena says the funeral director manages the funeral parlor down the street. Nice. You can say that, sure. So we just looked at two. We just looked at two of these, and neither one is the one that's in the book right here. So an undertaker, we know that from wrestling. A funeral director, fine, sure. Or a funeral home director. You can call it a funeral home, or as Elena has just pointed out, a funeral parlor. But still, nobody's got the one here from the Addams Family. Think of the mom in the Addams Family. I know I thought about her quite a bit. I think I should stop. I should quit while I'm ahead. I used to really think about her a lot. Folks, we're going to a quick commercial break. We'll take a look at that other way of saying funeral director, or undertaker. But right now, we've got to take a quick commercial break. The great news is I see so many people participating and ready to have some fun and laugh and learn English with me. And I'm psyched. Estoy motivado. I hope you guys are as psyched as I am for the rest of today's show. We'll be right back with tons more. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2. I can't believe it. Part 2 of the show with no name. Do 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 do. Welcome back, folks. We're here on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting. Also, stop by our website. You can find out about all our interesting ideas for the summer. My daughter can't wait to sign up for the summer camps. You can get more information at grupovon.com. Also, you've got social media. You can get information there. You can call us 911-3858-31. Or stop by in person. We'd love to meet you. Of course we would. And you never know. If you stop by the Madrid offices, you might run into Ximena or Fitz. And if you go to the book fair this weekend, you're definitely going to run into us. Topar con, to run into us. All right, well, amigos, we have got so much to do here in this part of the show. So what we need to do, I think we're going to kick off with our Say What soundbite, and then we'll take a look at our pop quiz. We got a lot of stuff to do, so let's get moving with our Say What. Say what? What? That's right, amigos. That's right. It's our Say What soundbite. You are going to be hearing a famous person speaking, and you guys have to break down what you heard in your own words. And by the end of the show, I want it all. I want it all. I want it all, baby. All right, amigos. All right, everybody grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and get ready to jot this down. As always, you're going to hear this clip 4 times. You'll have 4 chances to write it all down. Is everybody ready? This is the first listen of the Say What soundbite.
To add on to that story, yeah, one other friend of ours that we grew up with, him and I, we were running with kids that wanted to be Bloods and shit like that. So I guess we were too, right? We were trying to get down with that.
All right. There you go, folks. There's your first listen of today's Say What soundbite. I've got to say, compared to some of the ones we've had lately, this is a walk in the park. Pan comido. This is easy peasy. Facilísimo. All right. I think we'll find out by your answers. Is everybody ready for the second listen? We'll listen to it a second time. Then we'll also check the rest of the answers in our pop quiz. And then we'll start checking your comments, your feedback on the Say What soundbite. All right, here it is, part 2.
To add on to that story, yeah, one other friend of ours that we grew up with, him and I, we were running with kids that wanted to be Bloods and shit like that. So I guess we were too, right? We were trying to get down with that.
All right. There you go, amigos. That's your second listen. Let's hear what you guys heard. All right. Also, let's take a look at our pop quiz. We already looked at the word undertaker for all our wrestling fans. We said funeral director or funeral home or funeral parlor director, como que lleva el sitio. Okay, all of those are kind of along the same lines there. And look at that word, to undertake. Emprender, empezar algo. That is a big undertaking, un gran proyecto, esfuerzo. So interesting word there. I wouldn't want to dig a grave and go through that whole process of formaldehyde. And I couldn't. And if you guys, just in case you didn't remember, there's an episode of FYI on death. And it's interesting, fascinating episode. What we all come to realize is death is part of life. So the more we know about it, the better. We don't pretend it doesn't exist, right? In fact, as Steve Jobs said, and we'll hear it in this week's episode, death is a great motivator, isn't it? It motivates you to live your life the way you want to live your life, not the way people tell you should or whatever, when we feel like we're not where we should be, which we've all felt, I believe. All right, let's, before I get into my cereal box philosophy, let's see. Laura says he enjoyed his job as manager of the Undertakers, however strange it may seem. All right, good. Undertaker again. Okay, good. Let's see. Kubla says, when Marilyn died, it was a sad view to see a mourning Joe DiMaggio talking to the funeral parlor manager. All right. Good job. Okay, to be in mourning, estar de luto. Again, I'm not going to go into this stuff now because you've got an episode on death that came out recently. Let's see. Leo says, one of my favorite wrestlers. In fact, wait a second. We're missing something here. Oh, there it is. Okay. One of my favorite wrestlers was The Undertaker. Oh, yeah, no doubt. And he says, by the way, I was more of the Munster family than the Addams family. Happy day, friends. All right. Well, you know what, Leo? I got to be honest. I watched the Munsters more than the Addams family. But I got to be honest, Morticia Addams, ooh, man. She turned me on. Es que me ponía. She continues to turn me on. Oh, man, Morticia. Oh, I just told you. I just helped you out there. Let's see. Cristina says, good morning from Barajas. Today I can't participate, but I want to wish you a happy show and a happy weekend. Thank you so much, Chris. There's Elena. Elena says, the mortician buried my old granny. There you go. So yeah, excuse me, the character is Morticia, but the director de funeral is mortician. Tiene sentido, ¿no? Muerte. So great. Born to Iron Man says, mortician is the word. Ha 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 ha. What a gloomy look Morticia Addams had. It had al final. Oh yeah, but is it just me? Am I the only one who found her totally sexy? I don't know. Maybe I like that goth look. Ahora se llama goth ese look, ¿no? De pintarte los ojos negros. Let's see. Kubla says, it seems matriarch Morticia heartens her brood to follow their unique passions and develop their own morbid hobbies. All right. Good job, guys. So yeah, mortician was the word that was in the book there. Let's see. Elena, who is participating in our, what is it called? Oh yeah, say what soundbite. Let's see. Elena says, an American young man, I would say a young American man, speaking about his youth and the kids he used to rub shoulders with. Elena, I couldn't have said it better myself. Te lo juro. No lo podría haber dicho mejor yo. I couldn't have said it better myself. Excellent job, Elena. Kubla says, I heard an American man stammering a bit. To stammer or to stutter, tartamudear. And commenting on his childhood, his buddies, and what they wanted to do and be. Nice job. Good job. Laura says, I heard the voice of an American man who stutters a little bit, recalling what he used to do with his friends when he was a child. Excellent, guys. Really nice. All right, amigos. Well, if anybody else wants to comment, now's the time, because if not, we've got to move on. As you know, on this show, we always have tons of things to cover, and we're always racing to get through it all. So let's move on to our next section, Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
All right, amigos. All right, it's our Spelling Bee only on the show with no name. And this is usually the toughest section on our show. So don't get discouraged. No pierdes el aliento, las ganas. Don't get discouraged if you have difficulty, especially on the first go. And again, remember, if you're fast but not accurate, I'm not interested. I'm looking for accuracy. Why? I'm Alberto Lembo's grandson. Okay, and that's the way it goes. And he said that. He goes, you have my name. You will be precise, accurate. And it's true. He taught me, that's not the same to put a capital I or a lowercase I. He says every detail is important. So thanks, Grandpa, for teaching me the importance of those details. As we say, the devil is in the detail. All right, let's see. Before we start our spelling bee, though, we've got Nihad, who's participating in our Say What soundbite, and he says, it is clear that he is an American. He's talking about someone and him during childhood. He remembered that they were running, careful, Nihad, ese was and were, that they were, no was, that they were running with kids that only wanted to be bloods and shit and something like that. Yeah, you got the gist of it, Nihad. Good job. All right, folks. Here's your spelling bee. This is round one. The first word is, they don't have to be capitalized today. The first one is TIGHTROPE space WALKER. The second one is JUGGLER. The third one is RINGLEADER. The fourth one is UNICYCLE. The fifth one, DARDEVIL. And the sixth one is TRAPEZE. Speaking of easy, that was not easy. Not for me, at least. All right, so what have we got here? Anybody? Anybody know these words on the first go? Anybody feel confident that they were able to get them? I can give you guys a little clue. You know, I love giving you little clues along the way. Where are we going today? Oh, it's a sad one, though. Is this a carnival? Is it a circus? What is it? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what. It looks like we might have a winner on our hands. Let's take a look. Born to Iron Man is confident that he's got it. Born to Iron Man, the first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one's correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is correct. Ooh, and the sixth one is... also correct. Nice job. Born to Iron Man. I don't know why you put it twice. You gave it to us twice over there. But all right, fine. If you had time to do it twice. Oh, my God. Excellent job. Born to Iron Man, our spelling bee champion of the world. All right. Is everybody ready for round two? This is the round where I think everybody should be able to get it. All right. And if not, then you need to practice more. If you don't get it on the second go, you're not going to find people who do it more clearly and, you know, enunciating everything, because that's not the norm, unfortunately. Okay. Is everybody ready? This is round two of today's spelling bee. Where's my bell? There it is. All right. The first word is TIGHTROPE space WALKER. The second one is JUGGLER. The third one is RINGLEADER. The fourth one is UNICYCLE. The next one is DAREDEVIL. And the last one is TRAPEZE. All right. There you go, my amigos. If you haven't figured it out yet, we are off to the circus today. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. You know where I got that from? Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. This show is a circus, right? Isn't that right? Of course it's a circus. And I got my style from the ringleader or the ringmaster. This is the person at the circus who says, "Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the bearded woman, on the daredevils, los osados." So the ringleader, I was just so impressed. I just remember seeing how that person directed our attention wherever they wanted it. And it was a 3-ring circus. De hecho, esto es la expresión que usamos para decir, esto es un circo. Man, this is a 3-ring circus. No solo un circo con 3 cosas pasando a la vez. A 3-ring circus. Oh, man, great memories. First time I went to the circus, I was 3 years old, and it stuck with me. Now, I know these days circuses are a little bit controversial, right? Well, if they have animals, you know, people, well, if they want to exploit people, they decide if they take a paycheck, la nómina, or not. You know, that's up to you. But the poor animals, they don't decide. So I get it. I like circuses without animals. That's my solution. And today in 1835, P.T. Barnum, one of the pioneers in entertainment and entertainment promotion in the United States. P.T. Barnum and his circus started their first tour of the United States. That was today in 1835. And when I went as a kid, they joined with another circus. So it was Barnum and Bailey's circus. Barnum is one of them, and Bailey's was another one. And they joined to become one of the biggest and well-known circuses in the United States. I don't know about Europe. I can tell you about the United States. And you get a little bit of everything. That's what's cool about circuses. I mean, if you like clowns, which I personally don't, I don't get it. I don't know. I know some people love clowns, some kids. My daughter doesn't like them too much either. She prefers Batman. Like if someone's going to dress up, let them dress up as Batman or Elsa. You know what I mean? From Frozen. She's not interested in, just these kind of costumes. Let me put on some face paint. Nothing against clowns. Just not my cup of tea. That's not why I go to the circus. I like to go see all the feats, las hazañas. So the acrobats, the tightrope walkers, and that's a funny one. You call it la cuerda floja. Nosotros decimos apretada. Cuerda que está tirada, está estirada. It's tight. So tightrope walker, those acrobats, I love those. When you see people, flying through the air, that's awesome. Jugglers, juggling is impressive. And we use this a lot, the word to juggle in our everyday life. So how do you juggle all the things you need to do? Well, I'm a writer, I'm a presenter, I'm juggling, haciendo malabares, intentando mantener todas tus cosas en el aire, abarcando todo. And it's tough. In life, we're juggling, and it's hard to keep all the balls in the air. I was just talking about it with an English teacher of mine. She goes, I don't know how you write so many books. And I said, well, I don't know how you can, spend so much time on your social media. It's great. She's got 1 million followers. So on Instagram, I'm talking about English with Tanya. Check it out. I follow her on Instagram. She's great. She's Mexican-American, and her classes are fantastic. Fantastic. And she's a great person. Tanya, check her out. Tanya Suarez is her name. And you can find her on Instagram. And we were talking. She goes, oh, man, I don't know how you do it with the books. I'm like, I don't know how you do it with social media. And, what I realized is we're both saying the same thing. Like, you can't do everything. You don't have time to do everything. So you have to decide what's important to you. And obviously, family and friends, that's number one. Because the whole reason we work, I think, is so we have options. We have means so we can go places, so we can do things when we're with our family, so we can have a house. So, we don't work because we love to work. Now, if you love your job like I do, and I know many people who love their jobs, that's a gift. That is a godsend, as we say, right? A godsend is agua de mayo, I think you say. Es una bendición que viene de Dios. Piénsalo, una palabra, godsend. it's a godsend. So we've got jugglers. Again, to juggle is something we talk about as parents, as workers, as people who are juggling a lot of different things, abarcando diferentes cosas. The third one, I already told you, the ringleader. I think the coolest character at any circus. Ladies and gentlemen, oh man, it stayed with me for life. I didn't plan to start the show with ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Nope. That came from the circus. It's a direct imitation of what I heard that day when I was 3 years old. And isn't that funny how life works? I wish my dad were here right now, because that was my dad's fault that I love circuses and entertainment and show business. La farándula, as you call it, show business. The next one's unicycle. Have you ever tried to ride one of these? It's impossible. I almost knocked out my all of my teeth when I tried it. Oh, not a good idea. Como decimos en inglés, don't try this at home. No lo intentes en casa. The fifth one is a character, and this one you'll find in our book too, Daredevil. You guys will know the character Daredevil. Well, what is Daredevil? He's not afraid to do things. He's very daring, atrevido, Daredevil. So those are cool too. The ones who get fired out of cannons. I love that part. And then the trapeze. So that's where the acrobats go. They swing from the trapeze. Oh, man. I got to take Lara to a circus sooner or later. I don't think she's been to a circus. I mean, we've been to Disney on Ice. We've been to Parque Warner. Don't get me wrong. She's done a lot of great stuff. But a circus is still on our list. All right. Well, guys, I can't believe this right now, but we have to go to our second commercial break. The good news, we'll be right back with the second half of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name. Exclusively on Fun Radio. Welcome back, amigos. I hope you guys will be joining us at Feria del Libro this weekend. It's going to be tons of fun. It's going to be the shit. Hey, as you know, it's going to be the shit. And this weekend, you've got Kyle Miller, you've got Ximena, you've got Damian and myself. So come visit us, come hang out, come take selfies. And thank you to all of you who showed up last weekend for the first weekend. Thank you. You know who you are. And I know who you are, more importantly. So next time I see you, there's gonna be a test from the book. Everybody I give it to, they're like, oh my God, thank you. Like I gave it to the realtor, la de la inmobiliaria, that helped us find the house and all that. And she goes, oh, thank you so much. I go, oh, no, there'll be a test next time I see you. So get to work. Manos a la obra, get to work. And we better get to work over here before we run out of time, because you guys know how time flies when you're having fun. And I hope you guys are having fun. But right now it's time for Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name.
Show it no name. That's right, amigos. It's Homophones only on the Show with No Name, where we take a look at words that may or may not sound the same. I'm going to leave it in your hands. Also, great job so far today, guys. Great job. Wonderful job so far today. You guys are kicking butt. All right. Well, let's take a look at the words. The first word is pan. Pan America. No, pan. Like, that thing that everybody knows. And by the way, there's an FYI episode on eso. Casi lo digo en inglés, ¿ves? So, the word in Spanish, the first word is the word pan. Okay? Also, it's a way of saying money. It's also used religiously, as we know, right? We say romper el pan, compartir el pan, something that's biblical. Okay, so that's our first word. The second word I want you to give me is the participle of the word procreate. Okay? So it's procreó, se reprodujo, how would you say, criado, formado, educado en algún sitio. Okay? So es el pasado y pasado participio del verbo reproducirse, criar, cruzar, si es animales, mamporreros in the house. All right. So what are those two words? And do they sound exactly the same or not? Also, I've got to give you guys our Say What soundbite. Everybody ready? Grab a pen. This is the Say What soundbite for the third time.
To add on to that story, yeah, one other friend of ours that we grew up with, him and I, we were running with kids that wanted to be bloods and shit like that. So I guess we were too, right? We were trying to get down with that.
All right, there you go, folks. That's the third listen of the Say What soundbite. Let's go on over and check out our homophones over here. Let's see. Kubla says, what a character. P.T. Barnum. He says, on May 17th, 1884, crowds eagerly looked on as Barnum paraded 21 elephants across the length of the Brooklyn Bridge, thus proving that it would not bend. Kubla, I don't know. I'm going to be the teacher here. Did you copy and paste that? I don't know if those are your words. Maybe. If not, you sound like a Wikipedia entry. Yeah, Barnum, he was always doing these kind of publicity stunts. And by the way, Kubla, stop reading my mind. Why? We've got an episode coming up on the Brooklyn Bridge, an episode of FYI. And guess who participates? My mom. My mom has a cameo. You say cameo, we say cameo on the upcoming Brooklyn Bridge episode. But it's not time for the Brooklyn Bridge yet. It's time for Steve Jobs. This week, you can discover all about this awesome guy, Steve Jobs. And as always, we don't only look at, what made him awesome. We look at what his detractors had to say about him as well. Let's see. Marcone says, good hearing about the circus, or good to hear. So in vez de good hearing or good to hear about the circus. Lots of good memories. Yeah, tell me about it. I know what you mean. Laura participating in our homophone section. And Laura says the two words are and they are not homophones. All right. Let's see. Those are the correct words, Laura. So good job so far. Let's see if your classmates agree or disagree with you. Elena is the second one, and she says the words are and they're homophones. Ooh, this is getting interesting. I love it when it gets like this. So two super students right here, super show with no namers, giving me the same words, but one says nay and one says yay. All right, Kubla, those are the right words. He says they sound the same. Jesus says they aren't the same. Well, Jesus, your second word is wrong. Your second word is el presente. O sea, es una palabra, pero no es la que buscaba. So no es reproducirse, es el pasado o el participio de eso, o de criar o de cruzar. Okay? So that viene de esa palabra, pero no es esa. Okay, Jesus? So yes, the ones you put are not homophones. Tienes razón en eso, pero la segunda no es la correcta aquí. Okay, let's see. Laura says, I also said they are homophones. Oh, you said they are. I thought you said they are. I don't know why I read aren't, Laura. Sorry about that. Oh, my God. Well, hey, my eyes are starting to fail. I'm telling you. You know what it is? I spend so much time with a big light on me. If you don't know that, the reason you can see me well in the video is I've got a pretty bright light here on my face. I've got screens in front of me, and sometimes, man, it's definitely time. I got to do it. I keep putting it off. Lo sigo aplazando, but I need to go get an eye test. Yeah, since the last time I had one, which was about a year ago, because I'm having problems. So maybe I'll do that today. No day but today. No idea. Pero si no, hoy. Let's see. So it's true, Laura. You did say they are homophones. I don't know why my eyes read aren't. So Laura and Elena agree. Kubla as well. Jesus, as I said, we got a different word there. All right. So then you all agree then. All right. Well, I'm going to say the words. The first word, bread. I think everybody knows that word. Bread. If you haven't heard the FYI episode on bread, very interesting. I tell you about my family's history. My family started a bakery over 80 years ago now, and a legacy. So bread is in my blood. I was bred that way. What? Well, I just said the second word. Me criaron así. I was bred that way. I was bred to love bread. Absolutely, folks. They are homophones. And a lot of times we say born and raised, esta frase hecha, born and raised in the USA. Born and bred es otra forma de decirlo. Born and bred in Spain. So nacido y criado. And it comes from the word breed, as Jesus pointed out. So it's breed, bred, bred. Also, the word breed is raza de perro. So if you breed dogs, you'll get new breeds. Ahí lo tienes como verbo y ahí lo tienes como sustantivo. And then you could get a purebred de raza pura. ¿Ves? Ya ahí se emplea el bred. So es eliminando una E de el infinitivo. Breed, bred, bred. My mother bred us to do this. No, nos crió, nos enseñó a hacer cosas. So the good news, all of you know the word bread, pan. Well, did you know that just by taking out one of the letters, A, it's the same word, or it sounds the same, I mean. It's not the same word. It sounds the same, and it can give you another usage. So that's the other thing that, you know, is good about when words are homophones. If you already know the word morning, pues ya sabes también estar de luto. Ok, no se escribe igual, pero se dice igual. We were in mourning all morning. La primera es con O-U, la segunda es sin la U. Pronounced exactly the same. The knight only went out at night. El caballero solo salía de noche. You can make a list of these there. So, excellent stuff, all of you. Just think of your teacher being bred to love bread. Oh, and inbreeding. Inbreeding, if you inbreed, your children will be inbred. And that is the royal family. That's when you sleep with your cousins and your family. We always say in English, if you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family. Hey, man, inbred. Hey, an inbred is somebody dentro de, no? Se crían dentro de, inbred, criado dentro de. Y outbred no significa nada. But pure breed, a pure breed or a purebred dog, dependiendo cómo lo usas en contexto. As we said, breed is the verb, but then we can turn it into a noun by saying bred. Siempre el participio puede ser el adjetivo. So, drink, drank, drunk. Drunk es bebido. Vas bebido. Vas borracho. Adjetivo. Okay? Take, took, taken. Este asiento está cogido. Adjetivo. So the third column, always remember, will give you the adjective. Hey, great, great. If you know how to conjugate, then that can help you quite a bit. All right, let's see. We've got some students taking a stab at our Say What soundbite. And I know there's one word in there that's going to cause trouble. Let's see if I was right here. The first one to participate is kubla. And the first part, well, it's not add up. It's to add on. So to añadir. To add up is calcular. So, all right, not bad though. Up, on. Hay que cambiar ese up por on. To add on to that story, o sea, para añadir, because to add up would be different, no? Calcular. We go with him and him running with the. Okay. Yeah, that's the words that I'm telling you. Let's see. Let me look at it here. Let me look at the original 1 second, just to make sure. No, I think you got. I think you got the word too there. All right. So, except for that one little preposition, we're gonna give it to you, Kubla. Let's see, Laura. Laura says to add up to that story as well. Interesting. To add on. So you guys heard up there. All right, well, we're going to hear it again. And you got that other word too. Excellent job, Kubla and Laura. All right. Excellent job, amigos. And what do we have to do now? Let's see. We did our homophones. We've done Say What soundbite. I know it's time to go to the movies. Name that movie. That's right. That's right, amigos. Name that movie only on the show with no name. And here we go, amigos. Are you ready? This is your synopsis. The quiet life of a terrier named Max is upended when his owner takes in Duke, a stray whom Max instantly dislikes. Okay. So the quiet life, quiet no es quieto, es tranquilo. Quiet, no hay mucho ruido. The quiet life of a terrier. This is a breed of dogs. We just looked at that word, breed, bred. Okay, una raza. Para humanos, we say race, the human race, right? What race, your ethnicity, your race, okay? But breed when we talk about dogs. So the quiet life of a terrier named Max is upended. Think about this, upended. Está volcado boca abajo, to upend something. Let's see how they translate it. Volcado, right? Derrocado. His life is upended, vamos, arruinado, when his owner, el dueño, takes in, and to take in is acoger, to take in a child, to take in a pet, right? To take in a sunset, un poco diferente. Disfrutarlo. Oh, take it in. It's a beautiful view. Asumirlo. Deja que te afecte, to take it in. So could be a double trouble there in the future. When his owner takes in Duke, it's a good name for a dog, el Duque, a stray. And the word stray is callejero, because the verb to stray is desviarse. So if you think about it, you've got a litter of kittens, se llaman los gatitos, a litter of kittens, and one of them strays off into the distance. Se pierde, se va por su cuenta. That cat is now a stray cat, right? A stray cat. Y eso es un grupo de música, the Stray Cats. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. It's Kubla. It's The Secret Life of Pets. The Secret Life of Pets. Me encanta que en español era mascotas. Ya está. Not, they're like, no es la vida secreta de mascotas. Es mascotas. Hey, this time you guys win. I think con pets nos hubiese quedado claro también. But in English, it's a little bit different. The Secret Life of Pets. And this is a movie that came out in 2016. What can I tell you about this one? Stars Louis C.K., Eric Stonestreet. He's the heavy-set guy he plays Cameron in Modern Family. Kevin Hart is in it, Dana Carvey, so many amazing voices here in this movie. And my daughter, these movies are right up her alley. Justo lo que le gusta a ella. Let's take a look at the scene over here that I've chosen for you. Max says, and in the stage direction, it says, after Duke accidentally causes a vase to crash to the floor. Okay, so a vase or a vase se puede pronunciar, y es un florero. So he accidentally causes a vase or a vase to crash to the floor. And then Max says, oh, Duke, Katie is not, Katie's going to be so upset when she sees that. Va a estar disgustada. Katie is going to flip out. Va a perder el control, los estribos. She is going to flip out. Okay, cuidado. Español, estoy flipando. Wow, estoy alucinando. In English, if you say, man, my dad flipped out when he found out I crashed his car. Se le fue he got really angry. And then he looks around mischievously. Some people say mischievously, lo he oído, pero yo digo mischievously. And this is con un poco de maldad. And Max says, when she sees how you trashed her whole place, and trash we know is basura. But if you trash somebody's place or you trash a hotel, it's like when these rock stars, they go to a hotel and they just destroy it. Lo dejan en ruinas. That's to trash something, como verbo. Because I know you're probably familiar with the noun trash. And then Duke says, oh, it's just, and he starts scratching behind his ear. And Duke says, it's just one vase. And Max says, is it, Duke? Is it tan fácil es? And he kicks a vase off the table. And Max says, oh, that's a shame. And then he pushes a bunch of papers onto the ground. And Duke says, what are you doing? ¿Qué estás haciendo? And Max says, whoa, what am I doing? Nothing. I'm a cute little doggy. Yo soy un perrito mono. Katie knows I'd never do anything like this. And what's happening, obviously, is Max is setting him up. He's framing him. Then, haciendo que él parezca que lo ha hecho él. Right? Brothers and sisters do that. Oh, it was her. Who did it? Whose fault is it? Right? And he's saying, she's not going to believe it was me. I'm a good dog. You're the one who trashes things. So you're going to get in trouble, not me. And then Max pushes a table, making it start to tip over. Okay, to tip over, volcarse. And Duke says, no. Whoa es tranquilo. Whoa. Cuando dices a alguien, whoa, es relájate, calm down. And then he runs and manages to keep the table from falling over. So he saves the table from tipping over, from falling over. And Max says, this can only be the work of, and then he pushes some books off a shelf. And Max says, a dangerous stray, we already know the word stray, who hasn't laid down a foundation of trust, que no ha puesto unos cimientos, unos conocimientos, no, una foundation, no, unos conocimientos, una base of trust, confianza. And then he walks along a countertop, una encimera, I think you say, a countertop. It depends. In a store, it's called a counter, es el mostrador. In your kitchen counter, tiene otro nombre en español, right? And then he knocks the things over that are on the counter. To knock over, tirar. And Max says, you're the new dog. And hey, Duke, what'd you go and do this for? And he pushes a bowl of fruit to the ground. So he's trashing the house, Max, and he's going to make it look like it was Duke who did it. He's setting him up. He's framing him. And then he says, oh, I'm going to, and he says, voy a, and he cuts him off. Max cuts him off. Le interrumpe. And he says, what? Bite me? ¿Me vas a morder? You're going to rip my face off? ¿Me vas a arrancar la cara? Perfect. Wait till Katie finds out. So on top of it, he's a tattletale. Un chivato. Un soplón. He's a tattletale. Eso es como lo llamamos entre niños, right? Don't be a tattletale. Don't tell on your brother. El verbo es to tell on someone. He goes, wait, ¿cuántas veces? Wait till your mom finds out. Wait till mom. No, espera que se entere tu madre. And then he imitates an injured dog. Imita un perro lesionado. And Max says, oh, help, Katie. Como si le hubiese hecho daño el otro, like he had hurt him. And he goes, oh, help, Katie. Thank goodness you're here. Gracias a Dios, sin decir la palabra Dios. Thank goodness you're here. I tried to stop him, but he's crazy. So there it is, one dog setting up another dog. Also, this was the first film to open at over $100 million in the United States. Okay, that was the first weekend. And this is the first one that is not a sequel or based on previously published material. So this was a record breaker over at the box office. You know the word box office, taquilla. And if you know that, then you'll know that HBO, do you know what HBO stands for? HBO. It stands for Home Box Office. Tu taquilla en casa. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you guys, there's English everywhere. You just have to open your eyes and get ready to discover it. And you guys already have the right mindset. That's exactly what all my books are about. Discovering English everywhere. In fact, one of them is called English Everywhere. But also, make sure you pick up the latest, greatest book in my collection. My 5th book. Oh my God. All right, folks, you know how this works. We're going to take a quick commercial break, our last one, and we'll be back with the rest of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name, part 4. Here we are on Vaughn Radio, where you've got amazing programs all day long. Right after today's show, you've got the one and only Ximena Holiday and her program, Test Your English. After that, you've got the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy, followed by the tremendous Tosh Pasqua and her program, Back to Basics. Next up, you got Jules Linares and Let's Get Random, where you can learn about anything and everything at the same time. And then it's time for your daily history lesson with Guy Williams in Western Civilization. Then you got Dave and his wacky antics on the salad. And don't forget about Kyle Miller and his program, Drive Time. Remember, we'll be at the Feria del Libro, the book fair in Madrid this weekend and the following weekend. I'll be there June 3rd and June 11th from 11 to 2 p.m. Again, June 3rd and June 11th from 11 to 2 p.m. I'll be there with Damian Moya signing our latest book. This book is The Shit. Look forward to seeing each and every one of you there. All right, it's time for Double
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double, triple trouble. I said triple trouble.
I'm sorry, I had to change the jingle. Today, it's not a double trouble. It's a triple trouble. Oh, no. Triple trouble up ahead, my amigos. But let's see if you guys can figure it out. No nos echemos encima. Ok. Eso, yo lo tengo entendido como echar encima, salir corriendo y echarse encima. Ok, this would, I looked it up y me ha dicho esto, pero I'm going to explain it too the way I would say it. Okay, so no nos echemos encima, ¿no? Como a lo bestia. ¡Rah! Ir todos a la vez y echarnos encima. Like that, okay? Corriendo con prisa. That would be, later we'll look at it and we'll see exactly what it is. Pero puso, no nos echemos encima del responsable de las tarjetas de crédito. ¿Ok? Echar encima de alguien. A ver, vamos a ponerlo aquí. And maybe I can give it to you in a different way. ¿Dónde está este? Cargar. Estoy buscando, ¿no? Entrar de repente, pero no solo eso, es irse encima, echarse encima, cargarse a alguien. Okay. I'm thinking let me give it to you in American football, as we just call it, football. The other team, the quarterback, fueron encima, se echaron encima, se lo cargaron, fueron corriendo hacia él. You want me to give you a clue? Do. Esa palabra. Have you ever been to a sporting event in the United States? Then you'll know what goes there. Do. All right, amigos. So you've got to use the same word 3 times here, and I'll give you the translation again. No nos echemos encima del responsable de las tarjetas de crédito. ¿Ok? O no nos echemos encima todos a la vez, con prisas, del responsable de las tarjetas de crédito. Triple trouble. You have to use the same word 3 times. All right, and here's your Say What soundbite for the 4th and final time.
To add on to that story, yeah, one other friend of ours that we grew up with, him and I, you know, we were running with kids that wanted to be bloods and shit like that. So I guess we were too, right? We were trying to get down with that.
All right. There you go, my amigos. There it is, your final listen. We had Kubla and Laura who got it, except for a little preposition issue, but we've already corrected it. We already know the difference between to add something up and to add on to something. I'd like to add something. I'd like to add on. Okay, añadir encima. Think of it that way. Okay, anybody else here? A veces también hablamos de add-ons si vas a Disney o lo que sea. Y es como, okay, o un billete de un avión. So you can buy your plane ticket, but then you have add-ons. ¿Quieres alquilar un coche? ¿Quieres comprar tu asiento? ¿Quieres tal? ¿Quieres...? Those are add-ons. Okay? Esos cobros que se pueden añadir o no. That's up to you. Insurance, stuff like that. Those are add-ons. Just to give you an idea of the usage of that, to add something on to something es añadirlo al final. Okay? Okay, let's take a look. Laura is a daredevil. She's very daring, atrevida, and she's going to take a stab at it. She says, don't charge on the person in charge of the credit charge cards. I'm going to give it to you, but You're on the right track. It's not natural, though. It's not natural. We got an extra preposition in there, but hey, good. Excellent. We're on the right track. Okay, let's see. Kubla says, don't charge the person who's in charge of the credit card charge. All right, I'll give it to you. There's a simpler way, pero es correcto ahora. So we wouldn't say charge on. Don't charge me. No todos me acercáis corriendo a la vez. Piensa también, like, en esa carta, no, de la mili. I don't know what you say. Adelante. What do you say in Spanish? Ti. In English, we say charge. A la carga, no? Todos a correr, todos a atacar, todos a echarse encima. Right? That comes from that. Okay? I don't know, but in English, you can't go to a sporting event and not hear that beep, 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 and the whole crowd screams, charge. All right? ¿Qué es cargar el móvil? No. Podía haber puesto un quadruple trouble, by the way, but I didn't. So don't charge the person who's in charge of, y cuidado, he puesto esto aposta también, because I've heard a lot of people say, I am the responsible of. That's not English. Eso es español traducido al inglés, palabra por palabra. I'm in charge of sales. I'm in charge of shipping, lo que es envíos. Okay, I'm in charge of, not I'm the responsible of, or I'm the responsible. I'm in charge of. Yo llevo esto. Okay, you got to use that structure. I don't hear a lot of non-native speakers use it. I always hear them use that responsible one, and then they mix it up. You can say, I'm responsible for that department, but responsible for, it doesn't. I'm in charge of. What are you in charge of? I'm in charge of the English department. Okay, in charge of. All right, so let's, don't charge the person, or Elena, let's not charge the person. Let's not charge on top of the one in charge of the charge card. Well, I'll tell you what, Elena, you got that last part. Another way to say a credit card is a charge card, because you charge it and you pay later, right? So credit card or charge card is the same thing. You don't have to say credit charge card. Por eso estaba diciendo, un poco lo podemos simplificar. A charge card is a synonym for a credit card, because you charge things and you pay them later on, okay? So the one I have here, let's not charge the guy who's in charge of charge cards. No nos echemos encima del responsable de las tarjetas de crédito. Excellent job, amigos. Oh, and Kubla says, he says, a la carga. That's what I thought it was. I wasn't sure, though. So same thing, a la carga. Vamos, todos a saco. Same idea. Okay, everybody, charge. Hey, guys. I said I have some candy, but don't everybody charge me at the same time. Okay? Y también es cobrar. O sea, that's got a lot of uses, right? We said a charge card. We said to charge your phone when it runs out of battery, to charge the battery. We said, dee. Now you know, next time you go to a sporting event in the United States and you hear the famous dee, what are you going to say? You're going to say, charge. And don't worry, they will charge you an arm and a leg. Te cobrarán un pastón. Hey, it's expensive to go to sporting events in the United States, and not just to go to them, like to buy a hot dog. When I was at a Yankees game last time I was home, I think the hot dog was $10. Yeah. Okay. We all know how much a hot dog costs. Even if you charge a lot, charging $4 and you put chili on it and cheese, great. $10? I guess people have a lot of money, or maybe they're just using their charge cards. All right, well, let's move on. I'm already coming up with some jokes. We might as well just do it in the section called You're Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
All right, amigos, that's right. You're joking, the part of the show where we take a look at some jokes and we see if you guys get the jokes. If not, you will get them by the end of the section. I promise, because I will explain them. All right. I have a question. There's something that keeps me up at night. Last night, the night before, I haven't slept in weeks because I just keep, this question is haunting me, atormentándome, like, haunted house, como the Addams family. It's haunting me. No me deja dormir. And here it is. Let's say maybe you guys can help me answer it here. If you plant a light bulb in your garden, does it grow into a power plant? No. I mean, it's keeping me up at night. If you plant a light bulb in your garden, una bombilla, does it grow into a power plant? All right, well, a light bulb es una bombilla, but a bulb is also bulbo de una planta. So if you plant a light bulb, o sea, una búrbula ligera o con luz, right? A light bulb in your garden, do you get a power plant? Do you get it? Power plant is una planta con poder, con electricidad, because we say power for electricity. The power is out. Se apagó la electricidad por una tormenta o lo que sea. So power equals electricity in English, okay? We had a power failure. We had a blackout. Power equals electricity. So you get that second part there? If you plant a light bulb in your garden, does it grow into a power plant? So una planta de electricidad o una planta o fábrica de electricidad. One of my students, Carmen, works in a power plant in Canarias. Una fábrica, un sitio donde se genera electricidad. Kubla says nuclear. It doesn't have to be nuclear. No, that would be a nuclear power plant. I'm just saying power plant. A power plant is any place, any fábrica that generates power. Okay, electricity. You get it now? Does it grow into a power plant? Okay, all right. Where do light bulbs go shopping? Bombillas. ¿Dónde van de compras? Where do light bulbs go shopping? Easy. The outlets. No? The outlets? I think these jokes are absolutely electric. So do you get it? Outlet. I know you use that word in Spanish. Los outlets, las rozas, village, or whatever you say. Village, no village. Well, an outlet is a tienda de descuento, tienda de ofertas, as we know. But also an outlet is an electrical socket. Toma de corriente, enchufe. So the plug is the part you put in there. You come to someone's house and you have your charger and you say, hey, I got a question. Do you have an outlet? Do you have a socket? Eso es donde enchufas the plug. You plug it in. You plug it into a socket or an outlet. You get it? Outlet. Las tiendas de outlet, pero también outlet es toma de corriente o enchufe. Well, hey, you already know the word outlet, right? That's a word you were already familiar with because you use it in Spanish. All right. What do you call a bad electrician? Okay, what do you call a bad electrician? Un electricista malo. Easy. A shock absorber. No? A shock absorber? I know. The jokes are shocking. All right. A shock absorber? Do you get that? Do you know what it means? All right. Well, shocks are an electrical. Ow, me ha dado un shock. Me ha dado to get electrocuted, you get a shock, right? So a shock absorber is alguien que absorbe, ¿no? Que le electrocuta, to get electrocuted, que no sé decirlo en español. Okay, but also a shock absorber is something you might have on your bike, or you might have on your motorcycle, or you might have it in your car. A shock absorber. Well, shocks are amortiguadores. So when you bounce, they let the car bounce a little bit. They're like springs, muelles, springs, right? So a shock absorber is amortiguador. This quad has powerful shock absorbers, amortiguadores. But also, if an electrician doesn't do his job very well, he's going to get shocked and he will become a shock absorber. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what's the deal with these jokes? What's the deal? Batios, what's the deal? All right. I'll stop. But hopefully you guys enjoyed these jokes and you found them electrifying. But now it's time to move on. We've got to celebrate, amigos, because it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And let's take a look at who's celebrating a birthday today. The first person, Carlitos Batios. I just told you the word Batios. He was an English drummer, singer, songwriter. Well, he didn't sing. Sorry. Drummer, songwriter, and producer. You may know him as the drummer of the Stones. You say Los Rolling? We don't. We say the Stones. He was the drummer of the Stones from 1963 until 2021. He died pretty recently. Number two, this guy was born in 1955 today. He's been in many movies. His claim to fame is when he was on Saturday Night Live, and then he created with Mike Myers Wayne's World. And, well, he played the blonde guy, Garth. He also did a very good imitation of George Bush Sr., El Padre, as well. So, in fact, most people in the United States, when they imitate Bush Sr., they're imitating this guy, imitating him. I swear to God, that's how good he was. And last but not least, this guy was born in 1970. He's known by his stage name. His real name is Luis Mario Freese, but he's known as a stage name, and he's a Mexican-American rapper, and he is a part of the group, 1/3 of the group Cypress Hill. I love that group. Awesome group, Cypress Hill. If you haven't heard them, Insane in the Membrane, Insane in the Brain. I love Cypress Hill, I've got to say. And they're the first hip-hop group to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So Viva Mexico, cabrones. Hey, that's Mexican-Americans in the house making a special, because you know what? There are a lot of hip-hop groups out there, but nobody sounds like them. And that, for me, that's what I call genius. When you stand alone. Yeah, there are a million hip-hop artists, a million English teachers. But does anyone do it like you? That's the question, right? And nobody does it like these people. I've got to give you the names because we are out of time. Number one, Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts. Number two, Dana Carvey. And last but not least, Be Real from Cypress Hill. And that'll bring us over to our Say What soundbite. This was Be Real, talking about how he was involved with gangs when he was a kid, bandas. So he says, to add on to that story, para añadir, One other friend of ours, he doesn't say ours. Quiero que os fijáis, dice ours, porque yo también lo pronuncio así. Suena como A-R-E-S, ours. One other friend of ours that we grew up with, him and I, we were running with kids, and running no es correr, nos movíamos con esa gente. We were running with kids that wanted to be Bloods and shit like that. Y todo eso. And shit like that is y todo eso. And Bloods, it's a gang. The Bloods, the Crips, the Latin Kings. I don't know very much about this world, thankfully. So he goes, so I guess we were too, right? Como nos movíamos con esos, pues seríamos nosotros gangsters también. He says, we were trying to get down with that. Estábamos intentando estar en ese mundillo, to get down with that, para que nos aceptaran. All right? And so this is Be Real from Cypress Hill.
To add on to that story, yeah, one other friend of ours that we grew up with, him and I, we were running with kids that wanted to be Bloods and shit like that. So I guess we were too, right? We were trying to get down with that.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is. No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And what a wonderful job you guys have done, not just today, but all week. Excellent. Excellent, guys. Wonderful job. I really hope you'll come see us at the book fair. I am excited. Damian is excited. Ximena, all of us who are going to be there this weekend and next weekend. If you can make it, do it. If you can't, we will miss you dearly. But I'll try and, as I always do, I'll try and share some stories on Instagram. So if you're not following me, if you're not following Vaughn, and you don't live in Madrid and you want to get behind the scenes at the book fair, follow Vaughn. I actually, believe it or not, they gave me access to the Grupo Vaughn Instagram. Se fían de mí, eh? I'm not going to do anything. I'm joking. But I have access, so I'll be posting from Grupo Vaughn and from my own account as well. I hope to see you all there, my amigos. And I'm going to dedicate this song to you guys since it's Charlie Watts's birthday from the Rolling Stones. It's I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it. Yes, I do. And I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it. Folks, it's only English. We can change the lyrics. I know it's only English and I like it. Yes, I do. Thank you so much, amigos. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. We'll see you soon, and hopefully at the book fair this weekend. Ciao for now. Yeah.